grew up in Las Vegas, so how did you become a Chicago Cubs fan?
All right, so it might be a long story. I'm going to go to the short story, but my family's from Chicago, Schaumburg, Rolling Meadows, Arlington Heights, and then every day as a kid in Vegas, when I'd come home from school, both my parents worked, the TV would all be soap opera, Cubs. The Cubs were on WGN, so I'm a WGN baby.
Who were your favorite Cubs players growing up?
For right away, Ryan Sandberg, my favorite guy, always out there second base, and he had a big streak forever of innings that he didn't give up an error, but just loved his tenacity out on the field. He was a great team leader. Mark Grace, Sean Dunston, Andre Dawson, that whole gang in the 80s, early 90s. And then Greg Maddux, I still believe he's a Cub, not an Atlanta Brave.
Which current Cubs players do you follow?
Chris Bryant. He's got the same initials as myself, really good initials, and he's from my same hometown, Las Vegas. He's doing pretty good.
Do you remember your first Cubs game at Wrigley Field?
Yeah, my first Cubs game, I sat in the left field bleachers. It was against the Milwaukee Brewers. Cubs were down by 6 runs going into the 9th, and my buddy said, "Hey man, you want to leave?" I'm like, "No, we're staying." He'll tell the story the opposite way. I wanted to leave. That way we could go out and take in Wrigleyville and absorb the whole atmosphere. We stayed. The Cubs scored 6 runs, tied it up, and then they won it in extra innings. That, to me, paid me back for being the Cub fan that I am for all those years.
Where were you when the Cubs won the World Series?
You know what's crazy is at home in my house in North Carolina getting this ring because the guy from Tiffany came and delivered them at the house, and then my wife surprised me with this ring. So I'm doing okay on the rings, because then there's the Daytona 500 ring. I mean, this is out of control.
Did you attend any World Series parties last year?
Ended up at a Game 5 party after they won Game 5. It wasn't the full World Series. None of the players, but a few different Cub management were there, along with Bill Murray, Eddie Vedder, and we're all just carrying on like 12-year-old kids because the Cubs had won a World Series game here at Wrigley.
Was participating in spring training earlier this year the thrill of a lifetime?
Yeah, spring training was fun. I got to bring the Harley J. Earl Trophy to spring training. You know, winning Daytona was special. Cubs winning the World Series was special. And Coach Madden, he let me dress out as a Cub for the day. Did all the pre-game exercises, took batting practice with Schwarber, and shacked some balls in the outfield. So really a fun day as a Cub.